Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ZLBpodcast. This week's episode is episode 12. We might be cancelled. We're not sure yet. We'll find out soon enough. As many times as we keep inviting Frog onto the podcast, it's only a matter of time. Speaking of which, welcome, Frog.
Oh, I'm back, ready to cancel us. Let's go.
He's going to be the cause of the cancel, that's for sure. Shelby is also joining us today.
I'm back. I'm here to be the morally conscious one of the group that stops us from getting cancelled.
No, you weren't here last week.
Yes.
You should work.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk of Knuckles, I remember now. And North Star's back.
So you reminded me about the Knuckles.
Hello from up above.
Up above? You assume you're above us?
Well, you guys are down under, so
Are you
therefore.
God?
Oh, he got us there. He fucking got us there. I walked into that one. That's my fault. I'm sorry, everybody. But yeah, welcome everybody to a new podcast, new week. Some of us are living the lockdown life thanks to our great friend COVID, who won't fuck off.
Can't relate.
Oh my god!
You know, out here in the country.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Anger.
If she was on lockdown, she'd have been on time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it took me 20 minutes to rotate the full 90 degrees.
To be fair, we never actually ever lock in a time because we're also fluid beings, you know.
And by that you mean disorganized, right?
No, never.
Yes. No.
It's hard getting four people at the same place at the same time to talk the same amount of shit, you know? Podcasts are hard.
Yeah.
That's why, you know. But look, we've done 12 so far, and like I said, not cancelled, as much as Frog keeps trying. And I know for a fact that Frog's been doing homework even. I think he got How to Cancel a Stream for Dummies or something like that. What was the book called?
It's got actually a couple. It was a 2-for-1 deal, right? So the first one is Manufacturing Consent by Noam Chomsky, renowned philosopher, linguist, you know. Good lad, right?
Yeah.
And then it was a 2-for-1 special, so I got one of his other book on anarchism, which was a very interesting swing.
They sound like the nerdiest books I've ever heard.
They are very nerdy. They are very nerdy. See, I may have all these fucked up stories and I may have all these cancelable opinions, but I do know some things, right? I'm not a dumb, right? I do enjoy a good read.
That's it. That's the title of the podcast. I'm not a dum-dum.
I'm not a dumb.
Can you sum up what that book means? But I want you to sum it up as if you're explaining it to a preschooler and in like one paragraph.
All right. Okay, today, kids, we're going to be learning, right? Today, okay, gather round, kids. Get out your crayons. We're going to draw some things, right? So today, what we're going to be doing, right? We're going to be learning about how fucked up the media landscape is. Do you want to know those shows?
What does fucked up mean?
Sorry, no, not effed. Shit.
It is.
So basically, it's ignore what I said about that. I just get very passionate when I talk about the subject. So basically, what the topic of the book is, where the media, the media. That's turning real elementary. So you know when you gather around the dinner table and you got the TV on in the background. I don't know what your lifestyle's like, but basically that thing that's playing on the TV,
I'm
all those
allowed to watch the TV.
I only eat off my iPad.
Demons come from.
You kids are annoying. Basically, the thing that your parents watch and they believe is gospel.
Frog. I poopied my pants.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, damn. Fuck. All right.
Is the poopy the pants the media?
He said fuck again.
Yes.
What's the swear?
I'll go ask my mommy.
Okay, yeah, that's your mom. It'll be about the same kind of reality slap they need to understand the media landscape.
Hey,
Oh,
well,
here we go.
Mr. Frog said fuck. What's a fuck?
It just reminds me of the episode of The Simpsons where he's like, I saw Mrs. Krabappel was in the cupboard making babies, and I saw one of the babies, and the baby looked at me. This is one of the best lines out of The Simpsons, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know, William comes back with, the baby looked at you?
Well, I heard a lyric in a song today, which is like a new way of talking about fucking like the fucking. It's a new, and like, you know, artists always go, I put a tadpole in her.
Oh my god, I hate that.
it was cool. I liked the song, and it's one of my favorite artists, and it was creative. It worked in the situation, but me saying it just as a single line there doesn't really make too much sense.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, you can probably come up.
Of what? Alternatives to putting a tadpole? Why I don't even want to say it.
Lyrics for sex, or we coming up with lyrics for sex, like the best
Yeah, I think so.
bippity boppities.
I
Is
think
that not what he was referencing?
no, he likes
no,
fishing.
he is. No, he yeah. He's just force feeding a pond water, bro.
Oh no!
Oh. Okay, never mind. I had a sudden thought, but then I was like, nah, that was like, you know, when your brain connects like a million dots in your head and you come up with this topic that's a mile away. Do you know what do you know what is considered a safe torture? Like one that you can practice at
I
home.
don't like where this is going.
This is back in the schoolyard, all right? Waterboarding. Apparently, there's no chance of you dying from it, but it's like the safest form of torture.
And we're on a
Are
list.
you gonna waterboard yourself?
Yeah, I'm down to try.
Are you saying you've got a waterboard kink?
I'm down to try it.
No.
You know?
You and Boydo need to have a conversation.
What if that water was the same water that came out of a certain half shell from a certain charity stream? You got waterboarded with that. So you
Gets a bit chunky. With
you just kind of inhale it, you know?
Just like a massive blob of mayo just smacks me in the face.
That's not mayo.
Oh, cool.
For context, for people listening who maybe didn't see the pictures or hear or anything, I'd like to also point out before what I want you to do is explain exactly what was in that water that you poured on yourself, first of all. But I also want to point out that was for charity, which we've talked about in the podcast for the Starlight Foundation. I took the clip of that. And I told you I was going to do it. I took a clip of that, went over to the charity's Discord and posted that clip in there for all to see. And the chick that runs the whole thing responded to that clip with a winky face, followed by a heart, followed by a sick face, followed by a clap.
Right, now,
emotions.
I can explain all the emojis here. The winky face is because I'm in a very compromising position with my legs spread out. The love heart is because, you know, I'm doing it for charity. The vomit thing is, well, it's fairly self-explanatory. And then the clap is, why the fuck are you doing this?
I can just imagine she's like press play and she's like emoting to it, and then as it keeps going, she's like, oh god.
She just emotes at every single part.
But that was the ice bucket challenge, but not ice. It was just yeah. What was the worst thing that you poured on your head?
The soy sauce. Honestly, the beans actually. Nah, it wasn't actually. No, the mayo. The mayo was probably the worst.
I can understand the mayo for sure. I was gonna say soy sauce.
I poured
great and everything.
The soy sauce was the worst overall because it stained me. Like I was stained with soy sauce for I had to sit in the shower and like soak for like half an hour, 40 minutes.
You know that mayonnaise is really good for your hair though. Like a lot of girls do mayonnaise hair masks.
What about condensed milk?
No, that's pretty bad for your hair.
What about soy sauce?
Where are we at? Where are we at with cans of beans?
Oh yeah, what about cans of beans? Is there a beautician tip on cans of beans?
That just makes you smell because beans are disgusting.
Whoa!
Wow!
Whoa!
I said it there. Baked beans are disgusting. I physically could not look at you while you had baked beans on the screen because they make me want to vomit.
So what?
Lima beans. I agree.
I
mean, if you ever don't want me to look at you, show me beans. Show me your beans.
Show beans.
Out of context.
Yeah.
Show me your beans.
It's look, Shelby, I've got some bad news for you.
God, what are you?
Actually, no, it's not. I hate beans as well. It's fine. We're a bean-free household.
Beans? Do you like baked?
I said I don't.
Even eat lettuce.
I said I don't.
No, listen. No. What do you mean? No, you were about to say that you do.
No, I faked you.
I want to put out there that this guy won't even eat lettuce, which tastes like nothing.
No, you don't make friends with salad.
Baked beans. Baked beans is a can of vegetables.
I said I don't like them.
Good.
She heard the
What
first
about
half of that
canned
conversation, and then she'd already made her
I
mind
heard
up.
the hesitation. It made it
Didn't
sound
matter
like
what you
you
said
hate
after.
beans.
It was a fake out. I was trying to make you think I like baked beans, but I hate them. There you go.
Thank God.
I said it's
What
a
about
big-
canned spaghetti?
What about
Do you at least
Mr.
like
Bean?
the Frank?
Canned spaghetti is great.
What about
You ever get a
Mr.
pie
Bean?
maker?
Do you like
Make
Mr. Bean?
spaghetti pie. I like
Do you
Mr.
like
Bean. I
canned
have the
spaghetti?
Wii game.
Okay,
Canned
sorry,
spaghetti?
sorry. Can we just point out how the fuck do you like canned spaghetti,
But not
which is
beans.
literally just like plastic noodles in the same sauce that the beans are in, versus
No,
beans,
hang on.
which are good
Because
and
the
covered in the
spaghetti is
same
not
sauce.
made out of beans. The beans
No, the
taste
spaghetti is like a
weird.
fucking. It's like slurping on a rubber. Like
What?
Have you slept on a rubber recently? Because that's not what it tastes like. I want to point out I had a tin spaghetti this week.
I'm not
Okay,
even
it's a
getting into this
recent-
conversation. This
I
conversation
will eat
is
tin
wild.
spaghetti. I will eat tin spaghetti. I will not eat tin beans because they smell weird and they have an awful taste and a bad texture.
what about
You-
the gourmet Heinz ones?
What about-
like the ones that are like
No.
Mexican?
What about?
I don't care if
and
they
look,
came out of the asshole of the Pope. I'm not fucking eating them.
no one's gonna
I
eat
mean,
the stuff
I-
that comes out of the asshole of the
no one's
Pope.
It's
I mean,
you know what? It's just like a puff of dust and.
Okay, stop. All right, back to the canned food discussion. Spam.
I
what's
love
wrong with
spam.
It's great.
That's it's
Spam
it's,
is
it's the
really
same like
Cat
ratio.
food. It's cat food. It's cat food.
I'm
No,
It's not.
spam is really popular in Japan and Hawaii. It's like hugely
I-
popular.
am with Frog on this one. It's cat food.
It's
What?
cat food.
Okay. more
No,
cat
you know
food
what?
for me
You know
then.
what?
Fuck
You know what cat food is? Cat food.
Yeah,
Talk about spam like that.
it's the same.
Yeah, spam's
It's a
good.
delicacy.
What you're supposed to do with spam to make it like taste better is you cut it and then you fry it in a frying pan before you.
Oh,
cook
I
it,
know
and,
what
like,
you're
put
meant
it
to
in
do
the
with
See,
it.
she's got it.
I just don't want to
Why
because
would
Toss some eggs in there.
Why would you want to make something?
I'm
that
sure
looks
cat
like
food tastes
spam?
better if you do it the
It's
same
good.
way too.
It's
Yeah,
No, no,
exactly.
no.
You
spam,
probably fuck cat food.
spam is good diced up and then put into fried rice. Is that how I like it?
Frog, I can't take your opinion of food. You shoved a
My whole point here is the baked beans, tin spaghetti, spam have all got the same like dislike ratio. It's like 50-50. You either like it or you hate it. That's it.
All right, shall we list more foods? Okay, let's
It's kind of like
Bacon.
mayonnaise and Miracle Whip. You either
What-
like one or the
Ba-
other.
no, I don't like
If you-
bacon very much.
If you're at the,
Mm-hmm.
especially the zombies kind.
Fuck.
Yeah, he wishes I liked his bacon.
Oh,
I thought honestly, I thought
Not
bacon.
salty enough.
I thought bacon was the one food that everyone likes unless you're a vegetarian. That was like
I don't. Okay, if for me, and real talk is like I have sensory issues with eating certain foods, and for me, a lot of the time when I'm eating meats, especially bacon, I can eat bacon as long as it's in the perfectly circular part in the middle with none of the edge and none of like the
exactly
layers of muscle and,
2.7
like, fat.
millimeters thick, cooked to exactly this temperature, and fried
Yeah,
with exactly this
I am-
percentage of golden texture to it.
I am the first to admit I'm picky. I have sensory processing disorder. Like leave me alone.
Right. Can
I'm
I
just
can
saying.
I raise?
But
raise
mashed
that,
potato makes me want to throw up a little
what?
bit.
What? Okay, that's
Yeah.
a weird one. Going down the bacon rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Do you like the maple bacon or the
I've never
chili
had
bacon?
maple bacon.
I like all bacon.
Wait, what's
I've had
chili
turkey bacon.
It's like it's basically maple bacon but with like chili through it. So it's got like this sweet.
It's
It's
glazed.
essentially bacon glazed in sweet chili
Yeah.
sauce.
I've
But
never
It's like
had that.
oh,
It's
so fucking good.
it's very sweet, but kind of in a good way. But
Also, turkey bacon sucks.
honestly,
I've never had
I just
turkey.
I
want
think
bacon.
I've
just wanna
tried
spit
it
it
once,
out.
and I have no opinion on it. So yeah, it probably sucks. So okay, all right.
Get the crisp up.
Here's the real challenge, right? So we've got 4 very diverse tastes here. We can tell already. All right. Can any of us come up with a food that we all agree is either fantastic or all agree that is absolute garbage? Like, what is that? What is a
I
win?
I think agree. I think we all like chips, like potatoes.
like crisps
Like
and
French fries?
Yeah,
Like
let's say like hot chips, like French fries.
Oh,
French
I love
fries. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. Like,
Even though they
Okay,
weren't made in
they're gonna be-
France, they were made in Greece.
if they're we're talking
Fucking,
like
I hate that
like
joke so
thin-
much.
Okay, let's say like thick cut chips.
thick cut, like almost like wedges.
I like wedges.
Yeah.
I love
Or-
wedges.
Just
Actually, what about
fucking
wedges?
chips.
What
I
about
don't care
wedges?
what sort of
Now,
shape
what about
it is.
wedges?
They're
The
all
problem
the same.
is the problem is
I'm
the
not picky
word
on the size.
the problem is the word chips is different everywhere.
All right, what about?
I
All right,
mean,
what
his
about?
fucking cat is called Chip.
That's it. It's true, and we all hate
What
chip.
about? Do we all like? We all like watermelon.
No.
Absolutely.
Nah.
What?
Not a
what's your
fan.
Actually, I half expected
What's-
it from a laddie.
what's your beef with watermelon?
It's too messy. I
Is
just
that
get
it's not a
sticky.
meat pie?
Honestly, like the flavor's not bad, but the whole process of getting fucking watermelon and eating it is just
Yeah, I agree with
What
the
if
laddie
no?
here.
But if I put a piece of watermelon in your hand, would you like it and eat it?
No, because then you get sticky. If you put
I don't like it. Like
watermelon in
it,
your hand,
Why would you get
covered in
sticky?
stickiness.
I cut up the watermelon into a little cube. I put it on a fork and I force feed you. Do you like it?
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
nah.
Oh, then
I'd
he
like
really
it.
just hates it.
Yeah, I wouldn't like it.
Do we all like beef, like a cheeseburger? Do we like a good cheeseburger?
Absolutely.
But again,
Yeah.
it's so easy to get a bad cheeseburger, and you're quickly accelerating
I'm
to the
gonna
whole
go
chicken
cheeseburger.
burger display.
Oh, no. We're not
There
doing
is
that.
like a test called the food pickiness test.
What
Or-
about-
and like you add up your points to see.
What
how
about
picky
chocolate?
you are.
What about chocolate? Everyone
What
like
about-
I
chocolate.
think I like chicken.
Only when it's paired with peanut butter. Like
Okay, I'm gonna put a link in the ZLB podcast chat first, real quick.
For what?
I'm
Chocolate?
thinking-
Here,
I'm thinking
this
something
test
with-
note, you click all of the foods that you don't eat.
Well,
and
hang on.
you get a score.
Hold up there, Shelby, because we're an audio podcast, all right?
We can pause it and then we can get back to
No, we
the
cannot.
results.
We can just talk about it. What are
Okay,
you trying to
well-
get us to do? So you want us to look at?
I want to get an actual rating of who here is most picky.
Oh,
I imagine
me.
it's one of those. It's like a list of foods, and we all just answer if we'll.
It's me. I'm the most
Okay,
picky.
All right. Raw
That's on
onion.
BuzzFeed.
Raw onions, no. Hell
I'll
no.
just- I'll just pick-
On a,
raw
only
onion
on a
is a no.
burger.
What was I literally just saying to you about the media? We're on a BuzzFeed site.
Frog.
Stop.
Frog. Raw
Stop.
onion. Frog.
Just
Raw onion.
raw onions are no anyway.
Only on a
For
burger.
frog too? You speaking for frog?
No,
Yeah,
I like.
we're
We're not going
No,
through
I
a
like
whole
raw
survey for the podcast.
All right. No, I'm just picking. I'm choosing and pick cooked tomato.
No,
Like a
God, no.
Let's get like a slice of tomato and roast it. No,
No.
like
Ugh.
blue cheese. I love
I
blue
think
cheese.
I know
No.
something that we will all mutually like. What about garlic aioli?
Ooh,
Yes. I'm
yes.
a huge slut for garlic aioli. Has
about
to be
you,
on
Noah?
everything.
I don't. I've ever had.
You haven't had garlic aioli? Yeah, like
It's
what
mayonnaise
about
with
garlic
some
sauce?
What's the-
Garlic mayo?
sauce.
Yeah,
Garlic
I-
is a flavor. Garlic
No,
is a
no,
flavor.
no.
Do you like
not
garlic?
garlic,
Let's
no.
take
I
it
love
back to its
garlic,
raw,
but-
raw ingredient. Everyone loves garlic, right?
It goes on
I love
everything.
garlic.
As a flavor, garlic winner for everyone.
Yes,
Tick.
yes, we gotta go. We did it. We figured it out, guys.
gotta go.
We solved world hunger. Just don't grow anything else. Just garlic for everyone.
All right. Well, look, we all know that we're all varying
I-
kinds of picky. And
I do have I have to add on to the garlic thing. All right, is
Oh,
this so everyone knows that I grew up in the country, right? We grew garlic for a long time. Good fucking money in garlic, and it goes on everything. So it's it's whatever. Also really good for you. Like if you just eat like a clove of garlic every day, like it boosts your immune system. It's really good for you. It also starts to just make your sweat smell like garlic, and it just sort of you just start to ooze the smell of garlic if you keep eating it over and over again, and you become garlic man. It's true. So there's a downside to it. There is such a thing as too much garlic. Like
I love the smell of garlic, though. Honestly, can you just start eating a clove of garlic a day?
I'll
for me?
do it if you want to test it, but I might get fired from work because it is a strong smell once you get.
I mean, I'm okay with it. That's all that matters, right?
So that
Sweaty
reminds
garlic
me of
boy.
reminds me of a post I saw the other day. It says, "Wife, why are you putting garlic in your pants? So Dracula won't try to eat my ass. Why would Dracula try to eat your ass? He won't. The garlic. Are you even listening?"
I was going to make that exact connection. It's like, well, at least you're safe from vampires. So.
That's so fucking good.
No, it's like because I know my old man would like eat 3 cloves of garlic every single day, just like pickled garlic, to the point where he just stank of garlic.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that.
But garlic's great. It's fucking great. Put on anything, it makes it better.
Okay, when I move in, okay, and it's a proper household. One thing I was thinking, I want to actually use proper garlic all the time because in my household currently we don't really have garlic. We just have jars of garlic crushed up already. I'm gonna have proper garlic all the time because I love garlic.
I don't care. Just
Okay,
put garlic
I'm just
everywhere.
telling you, I'm stating my intentions. We're gonna have garlic.
You're gonna have garlic.
Territory with garlic.
The kitchen is my territory. I mean, that sounds really backwards, but it
That
is.
really does. Yeah.
The conversation of Aladi becoming so domesticated earlier, like you were talking about him being the domesticated boy and cooking you dinner, and now you're just like full 180.
I
Now
like
it's your
to.
territory.
And look, Shelby touched on something, right? And the reason why I
She did.
do stuff. Shut up,
I
frog.
didn't say it.
growing up,
Filled in for Nor.
growing up, the way that my meals were prepared in our family was it comes out of a freezer box, it goes in the oven for half an hour, it goes on your plate. That's it.
Oh my god!
And
You've been living a life of luxury every
that
time
was-
I cook you food.
That was how I grew up until I left the house and then realized that there's other foods at the supermarket. And it's not necessarily that my parents didn't know how to cook or anything. They did, but it was expensive. And we were poor. So we got a house brand $4 pizza. It just goes in the oven for half an hour, comes out, gets thrown on your plate. You go sit in front of the TV and you shut up. That was life. So now what it's like,
I grew up with like home cooked meals every day. That's how I grew up.
I always remember, and it's not a racist thing or anything, but like I always remember when I was young, I went and stayed with my Italian mate for a week over school holidays, and Italians, man, food is their life.
Oh yeah.
And it was
and then
like,
when you don't eat enough, they have to keep feeding you.
no, but it's like I remember waking up Sunday morning after playing the fucking Nintendo 64 all freaking night, waking up at 8 a.m. and I was starting on dinner. Because it's a full day's task to cook that. And every single Sunday, everyone who is a family member all come to the one place and they all bring food and they all eat every single Sunday. And every day is just cooked meal.
sick.
Yeah, and it's all great. Like you're talking like you sit down at the table, they've got a roast right there, wisp, you got a pasta going on here. And they just sit there and all they keep telling you is to eat, keep eating, your skin and bones. And everyone's huge. They're all just not like unhealthy, but just bulky. Like they've never missed a meal in their life. That's the way. And it was so good. And I often think about it, want to go back there. It was honestly the best food I ever had.
Earlier,
Shelby, why are you not Italian?
Shall we? Are you Italian? Can you be
I
Italian?
don't know. My brother's. I mean, no, not my brother. My dad's sister's husband is Italian, and although we don't talk now, I distinctly remember when I was younger, we went to their house and we were having like a big Italian meal, and like his mother was there, and she kept trying to feed me. That's all my experience. But I do cook a lot of Italian food.
Yeah,
so.
I love Italian food in general. My best mate.
Look-
My best mate growing up was Italian, and he lived with it was just him and his mother at his house. Every single time, I kid you not, I'll go to pick him up for the movies, and I'll like walk in and he'll say, yeah, hey, how you going? Da, da, da. She's like, have you eaten? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. She's like, do you want some snacks? And I'm like, no, I'm good. We're going to go to the movies. We'll just grab some there. And then next thing you know, you're sitting there eating snacks. She's just, no is not an option. And I kid you not, like it's, every fucking time I was there, it's like, you're hungry, but it's like full courses meals. It should just come in like with some Skittles and M&Ms and just food constantly. And you'll be saying, no, I'm full. I can't eat another bite. It should just give you more food. It's just Italians and I fucking love it. It's so good. It's so good. And my mate was like, he'd get really agitated with it. And he'd be like, no, he said he's not hungry. Leave him alone. And she'd be like, food?
I went for my work break today. I went with a guy I work with is an Israeli guy, and I went with him to go get lunch. And because it was Friday and we've had a pretty big week this week, he decided he'd take me to some fucking joint near his house, right? And so it was a little bit further away, so he doesn't normally go to this place, right? And it was an Israeli run chicken schnitzel shop, and it was the best fucking food. It was this Israeli, it's called the Jerusalem special or some shit.
Yeah.
And he got 2 of them, and then I'm sitting there, this Israeli guy is fucking, it's like, you want this? You want this? You want this? You want this? And I was just like, yeah, just fucking, I was panicking. I was like, yeah, just load it up. It was like Subway, but with like a bunch of different things. I
love
didn't know
those,
what was on there. And he's just like, you want this? You want this? Yes, you want this. Yes, you want this. You want this. You want this. And I was like, yes, just fill it up. And then, but the base from like without all the salads and the hummus and every fucking like all these different spreads and shit, without that, the Jerusalem pitta was it's a massive pitta filled with kidney, heart, and there was another one, kidney, heart, and chicken thigh. It's scrambled with their herbs and seasonings, and then with onion all through it. And boy, I never thought I'd find myself eating shit like that, because like, it's liver, it's heart, it's like whatever. It's like,
It's all the good parts.
all the good parts. But no, trust me, they are the good parts. Holy shit, it was one of the nicest fucking meals I've had in a long time, and it was just so, everyone was so happy there. it was like everyone was like chatting, laughing, and my mate's talking full Israeli at Israeli, it's Hebrews that they speak. Yeah, Hebrew. He's speaking Hebrew, and they're all just babbling, and then they're like laughing at my fucking like. I'm tall, lanky. Everyone's short, and I'm just like tall, lanky. Oh, I'll just take these things. Like, it was so good. But like, I live for that shit. Like, if someone's really passionate about food, or like a culture is like very set in their way in terms of how they make their food, like Italians, like this place that I went to, a lot of Asian food. Vietnamese.
It speaks volumes to living in Melbourne and like around Melbourne and stuff like that you can have all that multicultural, and it's pretty authentic as well. It's not just like, you know, it's not like I don't go to my hometown that's, you know, 7 hours from the coast and get seafood thinking it's the freshest thing ever, because minimum 7 hours, you know, it's just questionable. It reminds me of one of my favorite stories, and I might have told it to, I think maybe Shelby surely heard it, because I love telling this story because it's the best thing ever. All right, so and it ties into one of my topics that I put in the podcast channel as well. But I got a phone call, and it would have been not last year before. And it was basically asking if my cousin could come live with me, because he was studying he was doing groundskeeping, and he had to come down to Melbourne. He lives out, and if I lived in the middle of nowhere, he lived out in the middle of nowhere's nowhere, you know. And he had to come down to Melbourne and study 1 week a month. All right, so for 1 week a month, he would come down and stay in a hotel, and then he'd just blow all his money living in a hotel. So he wanted to come stay with me, and I'm like, that's cool, you know, we get along, whatever. And so he comes down, stays with me. I kid you not, he brought himself a pillow, a blanket, and his PC. And he was just going to play Counter-Strike the entire time, which is cool. It's fine. Everything's great. And I remember one night, I came home, he's chilling there, and he's like, I think, he goes, so I'm just going to eat 2-minute noodles, you know, save money. I'm like, all right, dude, you do whatever you want. Kitchen's there, you know, hang out, whatever. One night he goes, I think I'm getting pizza tonight. I go, yeah, cool. He goes, what's the phone number for the pizza shop? And I'm like, which one? He goes, what do you mean, which one? I'm like, there'd be 40 around us, you know. What do you mean by phone number for the pizza shop? And he goes, well, I want to call them, and then I'll go pick it up some pizzas. I'm like, well, they'll bring it to us, man. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, they deliver. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, the food comes to our door. He goes, what? No way. I'm like, all right, sir, let me show you a little something. Like he said, get your phone out and type in Uber Eats. He punches it in, and he's like, holy shit. I said, see that? You can order your pizza right there. And he goes, and what happens? And I said, well, they'll bring it to us. He goes, but how do they get the money? And I'm like, it comes out of your bank account. He's like, no way. I'm like, yeah, that's a thing. That works. Anyway, so he orders the pizza, and we're sitting there. I think we're playing Rocket League. And we're sitting there, and then the doorbell rings. He goes, what do I do now? I said, well, you answer the fucking door, get your food. And he goes to me, opens the door, and you can hear this really awkward conversation going. You know, there's a bit of laughter or whatever. He comes in, he's got the pizza, and he goes, dude wasn't even Italian. And I'm like, yeah, it's funny that. And then he goes, oh man, that's so good. He's like, imagine if you could get like drinks and stuff delivered. I'm like, you can. It's like, no way. I'm like, yeah, you can get anything delivered, man. It's on the app. And he goes, no, that's impossible. I'm like, no, that's it. That kid would have got takeaway 2 to 3 times a day, every single day that he was in the city. And there was people rocking up at my door with booze, kebabs, pasta, you name it. He was ordering it. He was having a fucking ball. He definitely put himself in debt just on takeaway food. But he's like, he's never had food delivered to his house before. It's like, that's a new concept to him. And here he is. He's like, oh, they didn't sell a slab of beer, but they did sell them individually. So I just got 24 stubbies. And I'm like, what the fuck? Delivery bloke rocks up with shopping bags of stubbies.
So did he get addicted to Uber Eats after that?
Yeah, so he lived with me for like 2 years. And yeah, every single day, I kid you not, every single day he was in my house, it was takeaway. And like he'd be like, yeah, bro, they got a 2-for-1 on 1 kilo kebabs. You want one? I'm like, all right. I'm not going to say no.
I mean, anytime like I've been in the city at your house, I always really want to order food because I don't have so many options out this far.
So there's a couple things, right? Guys, he's great, funny bloke, right? He came to PAX with me as well. And we all had, he just sees the world differently. And I think that's just the way he's grown up. He'd come to PAX, and it was like, I think it was when Super Mario Odyssey had come out. And a lot of people brought Odyssey and were carrying around their Switches. So if they were in a line, they were playing their Switch and whatever. He whips out his Game Boy Advance that he has hacked to play Nintendo 64 ROMs, and he's sitting there playing Ocarina of Time on his Game Boy Advance in the line. Like it's a normal fucking thing. And I'm just like, this guy is weird. So anyway, I said to him, I kept telling him, I said, mate, we should do a podcast. We should do some content and stuff like that. You know, we could do like a blog or anything. It'd be fucking great because everything's foreign to him. Right, so like if he knew how to drive to my house and park his car in my street, that was it. And then he knew how to get from my house to his course at uni, and that was it. Everything else was foreign to him because I was like, dude, there's a cinema just a couple blocks over. You want to go see a movie or something? And then we went there, and he's like, holy shit, it's huge. The chairs are made. Look at all the snacks. Everything's a mind blow. So I made a deal, which was every single time he comes, because it was once a month for a week, we would do something, just go on an adventure. Right? Something crazy, something weird. We'd go to a pub, go to a club, I took him to Costco once to show him all the fucking things. And man, we nearly got kicked out of Costco because they sell like giant fish, just loose fish. And he's like running around with these giant ass fish going, look at this, this is crazy. Like, yeah, no, that's normal. But the best one was, we went to a Asian district, Chinatown sort of thing that was out of the city, so it's authentic. It's not the one made for tourists. And I'm like, we got to get dumplings, dude. He's like, what's dumplings? I said, you're gonna love it. Don't worry, it's gonna be fantastic. This guy is like 6'4" and like he looks like he plays basketball, but he doesn't. He plays Counter-Strike. And we walk into this dumpling place and everyone's half our size and we look like we're coming to eat the joint. Then we sit down in the middle of the room, everyone's staring at us, and I ordered like 30 dumplings myself. He ordered all sorts of random shit. He's got the menu open and it's not in English, so you normally just go, I'll take a number 1 and a number 2 or whatever. He's just pointing at the pictures. He's like, this one and that one as well and this one. And there's all this weird shit rocking up at the table, and he's just munching it down. Like if he's the opposite to a picky eater. And I said to him, after this, we'll swing by. There's an Asian grocer down the road, and they've got some good candies and shit like that. You wouldn't see before. He's like, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. And we went down, and I was like a little bit behind him, so he walked in first, just like barges through the front door. He's like, I'm gonna eat the weirdest shit. Show me where the weird shit is. That's what he's saying. And then I walk in, and there's this tiny little Asian nana in the corner, just terrified of this guy. He looks like he came in to eat the place. And he ends up going and getting, I think he got octopus jerky or something like that. And he's
pretty fucking weird.
And it looks like they just shrunk an octopus and dried it out. And he's just pulling it out of the bag and just munching on tentacles and shit. And I'm just like, this guy. So like he had like, by the time after he'd been there with us for a couple of years, like he knew the city, knew how to do shit and whatever. Like we learned it. But the adventures we went on, holy shit, it was just fucking wild every single time. And the funny thing is, like this guy, this is the person who, like, every time I was like, hey man, we should do a YouTube video or something that'd be funny, blah blah blah. He's like, no fucking way. Nah, I'm not doing it. I don't want to show my face, blah, blah, blah. Like he's shy in that aspect, but then when he's out in public, he's just making an absolute menace of himself and doesn't even notice. So it's whatever. But this ties on to what I was going to say, which is I put it in the podcast topics the other day because I totally forgot about this. But when he was like in high school still, or finishing high school, he was playing a lot of football, Aussie rules football. But his problem was that he couldn't get AFL, mate. Yeah, mate. He couldn't.
What are the Aussie rules for football?
we can get into that later. That's a whole other thing.
Fucking smack you across the field with me fucking boot.
Anyway, he couldn't get any boots for football because his feet were too big. They don't make football
what they say
boots.
about big feet.
Wear big socks.
Yeah, so I believe at the time his feet were size 18.
Jesus.
Which is big, right?
Fuck.
He's got
never get custom modded fucking footy boots,
which are thousands of dollars. And he's like, I can't afford that to just play football at school. So anyway, the local television network picked up on this, and he ended up on the breakfast TV circuit for having big feet. And for those of us in Australia who knows who Koshi is, he had a one-on-one interview with Koshi about having big feet. And you know what Koshi said? He goes, hey, mate, is it true what they say about people with big feet?
God, that's classic Koshi. That is classic.
And my cousin just laughed. He's just like,
Do you know that? Fun little fact. Just a little side deviant. Do you know that Koshi has a YouTube channel?
no. I
He has a
honestly,
YouTube channel, and it is all him offering financial advice.
I mean, he wasn't the financial man for a while.
He was, yeah. But he was. It's all like. It's got like, I think some of his videos have got like 50 views and
Those-
shit like that, but it's all him just sitting there for an hour going, now today there's like, if you invest in your money smartly, first off, you get a
Buy
good
Dogecoin
return."
and only
It's like
Dogecoin to the moon.
Yeah, only those to the moon.
And for those who've been following my stream for the longest time, which I don't think anyone here has been near that, following me as long as some other people, but we used to have a redeem for channel points where I read a joke out of Koshi's book, because he's got a number of joke books. And I remember every time someone redeemed it, I'd go to like read a joke out, and it would be either racist, sexist, misogynist. It just, you name it, it was cancel worthy. It was the worst book. I'm like, I can't say that. That's not even funny.
Yeah,
That's just wrong.
Can you link me the book?
No. Because so I had that, and then for a charity stream, I'm like, if someone donates me $20, I will destroy the book. Someone donated me $20, and I destroyed that fucking book. I swear, it was the worst. There's heaps of them. I picked them up from an op shop for $2. Thank God, because oh boy, and like they're cancel worthy. They're just bad jokes. They're your racist uncles at the barbecue jokes. That's what they were. They'd be like, hey, you want to hear it? You know what's wrong with a blonde? It's like, no, uncle, don't say it.
Please don't say it.
So
He's he's also, the second thing he's famous for is in his more serious books, like the ones he's got about financial shit. Do you know that he has like 8 introductions?
What?
Like he has so many introductions to the book. Like you have the initial hello, welcome to the book.
my
And then
God.
like you'll be reading on, and then it's like, now thanks for still being here and welcome to the it'll be like 8 pages long, and it's like, all right.
I wonder if that was just like he hired some minimum wage kid to write his book, and that's like each day that they started again, he gave him a new introduction, and the kid just wrote it in.
And it's such like hello, you're welcome to
I wanna
welcome
go-
to the start of your financial future. Now if you're reading this, which I know you are, you cheeky bugger,
I hate
if
Koshi
you're
so much.
reading this, bro, but he's so good, but at
I
the
have a
same
picture
time
of
so
me with him
bad.
somewhere.
Oh my God,
Picture somewhere.
you just got
Yeah, I
less
took
attractive
selfies.
somehow.
Wow.
It's
So I
Koshi.
went to negative what? Negative? Like
Negative,
No,
yeah.
that photo gets blown up to like the size of your ceiling, plus on the
Ugh.
roof, and you make eye contact with him.
When I was in high school,
was
I had a mate who used to get hammered when he got so drunk he'd think he's Koshi, but he'd be like the racist Koshi, running around going, "Oh, I'm Koshi, and welcome." And it's like, "Oh, what's the fucking co-host?" It's like, "Oh, look, you look like Mel. I like a bit of Mel." It's like, ugh.
Oh no! What's his host? The blonde chick.
I don't know.
from
I haven't
Sunrise.
watched it. I haven't watched Sunrise in fucking years.
Oh.
Thank God. Breakfast television is just, it's
Question.
something. Yes, very. Anyway, burn that photo, Shelby, please.
I'm looking for it.
No!
I want to
You
see if I
wanna-
can find it. I'm assuming I sent it to my mother, so I'm gonna go back to through our
Ugh.
photos on Facebook.
Ugh.
So I'm reading through the topic.
Oh yeah, you're going back into the
podcast
topics. Okay.
Yeah, back into the topics.
He's digging into the
So
vault.
I've got the choice of 2 topics here that I'd like to bring up, and now I'm gonna refer to Nor because he was not here for the conversation we spoke about.
Oh
these.
God.
So Nor, actually even Shelby here, but Shelby's doing something.
So everyone but me.
Everyone but you. Right?
Okay, what have I done wrong?
Nor and Shelby. You and I were talking about this earlier. Right?
Oh, okay.
All right. So
Hit me
out
with
of these 2 topics, forest porn, no context, and learning about sex from your mates in high school. Go. Which one would we rather talk
Forest
about?
porn.
See, when you say learning about sex to mates, is it like, are you having sex? With them? Is that how you-
My friends are boring. So I pick forest porn.
My friends would totally have sex with me. That's why I need to ask this question.
It was more about like dumb things that people was like, oh my god, did you know the dick can get to like 13 inches? And
So-
shit like that, like dumb little things.
I'm going to stop you there, Frog, because
Yeah,
they're the
like-
same. That's the joke.
I mean,
They're the same thing. Forest porn and learning porn from your mates, or learning about sex from your mates, or whatever. It's all the same thing, because there's a high percentage of people who their first experience with pornographics is they were out like walking, like hiking or whatever, and people leave like their porno stashes. They just throw them out in the woods, and kids find them, and they're like, "Oh my god, look, it's porn just sitting in the woods here." It's a fucking weird thing.
Where in Australia?
No,
I didn't know this until Aladi told me.
So I heard about it on a podcast, but then also I have found porn just out in the woods. I am that person as well. I've seen it, but I was talking about it on a podcast, and people were like, "Yeah, actually, now you mention it." Like I was out walking through National Park, and there was just porno mag on the ground just by a tree. I'm like, "The fuck? Well, why?"
I've ridden a bike past someone that was like clearly in a bush getting a blowy.
I'm sorry.
Like,
what?
Again, National Park. National Park. National Park. I'm riding my bike home after school because I used to leave it at the primary school and then ride home from there. This was in high school. I catch a bus to primary school and leave it. Anyway, I'm riding back home through like this. There's like a small area of bushes, like barely a fucking half a block worth of like forest here, and there's major roads everywhere. And riding through, I look off to the side, and there's a guy standing with his back to me, but his pants are slightly down, and then pretty sure someone was in front of it, and I freaked out because I was like year 8, and like I was scared.
And you found forest porn.
And I found forest porn. But no, what you said about forest porn, I've never heard that fucking thing before. Like,
yeah, it's
I've
more of a
it's
okay. Like it's definitely a pre-internet time, because obviously you have porn everywhere that has the internet. So you know it's but this is like pre that, when I guess people hid their magazines and shit, you know, on their walking trails, or if they had to ditch them or dip them, get whatever, they just go throw them somewhere or whatever. You know, it's definitely a thing that I've heard of before. And like I said, I've been walking and found it. But I mean, the conversation that we started with this today was we're talking about like people's experience. Like more importantly, when people first saw or found their first porn, and they're just like, you know, in a lot of cases, like in my case, it was the mates were like, "Hey, check this out. You know, I got my Playboy or something." I don't even fucking know. Wild.
I was
a really good question. Why? Where did this topic come from?
What's it? Frog.
Hey,
say no more.
Okay, so I was talking about it's like things that your mates told you about sex in high school, and I was like, yeah, we should talk about that tonight in the pod. And Aladi was just like, yo, forest porn.
we were talking about stuff. Yeah. Anyway, it's a lot of people's like a lot of kids and stuff will have like a cubby house that they build out in fucking woods or whatever, and they'll end up having a porno. It's even referenced in The Simpsons.
I didn't know about that.
Where Bart has his treehouse with his Play Dude magazines.
Play Dude.
Yeah, they want to say Playboy, so they didn't want to pay for it.
Exactly.
But my mates, I remember there was one story my mates told me, right? It was just like in like when everyone was sort of like watching porn and you watch porn for sure, like all that kind of shit, right? There was one story my mates told me where it was just like, yo, you know what you should do, bro? You should totally sit on your arm for like
the stranger
10 minutes. 10 minutes before you go to do it, so you've got no blood in your hands, so it feels like a stranger.
It's called the stranger.
And I was just like, bro, this is revolutionary. no one is doing this. And then my other mate told me a shortcut to this, which was get those like dishwashing gloves. This is where
I don't like this.
This is where that next part of the subcategory comes in, which was gloves that you would use for like washing dishes, right? And I remember nicking a pair that was not like one that was being used or anything, because I'm not fucking filthy. Nicking a fresh pair from the bottom of the fucking kitchen sink, going, hiding it under my bed and delving into a cheeky delight of porn at the end of the night.
Oh man,
ease into bedtime with a glove on.
How did we get here?
I could take this further, but I don't want to.
But then I was reminded of this when I was at work.
Oh,
and
I had
my
to be reminded.
Yeah, no, I was in one of those work modes where I'm just like full autopilot, like not paying any attention, just thinking about what I have to do next. And I had to bust. I was like busting to pee, right? And like I ran to the toilet and I completely forgot I had gloves on. And I had my gloves on from spray painting, and I just like, pissed in the urinal. And then I was looked down, I was like, why does my dick feel weird? And I was like, what is this? This doesn't feel right. And I looked down, I had my glove on still, and I was like, what's happening here? And then it was like, oh yeah, that's right. When you wear gloves, it feels different. Sorry, this was a bit TMI.
Just a little
I have
bit.
no words.
Appreciate the information.
Yeah, Shelby, why does your dick feel different?
I don't have a dick.
While
A
we're
couple
on this
questions
topic,
relating to dicks, though, that you guys have.
I just want to say this before I forget. Last week we talked about knuckle, thumb up the butt. Yeah.
Yep.
I think Shaughnessy, he understands better the whole thing. So we had a talk because he was eating a bag of Doritos, and he was like, "I missed a Mountain Dew Dorito." You talked about how like disgusting that sounds. And
Yeah.
It is. He
Yeah.
was like, "No, it's great. It's like sex in your mouth." And I was like, "No, Shawnee." A thumb up the butt is like Mountain Dew and Doritos in your, and he's like, I could just see it in his eyes. He's like, I think he gets it now.
I don't know if he does.
I think he might. I think he has an idea at least.
Hey, Shelby, one of those questions you've got is, does this save us or does this bury us?
It buries us.
Okay, well,
Alright,
all right. So what else we got?
Even like some things, on TikTok trends will come up with girls are like, "Did you know that your boyfriend can do this?" And then girls go, "What? I didn't know that." So a couple things going angled towards the penis havers in this conversation.
It's gonna be the dick twitch. It's gonna be the dick twitch. I'm already
That's one
calling
of
it
them.
here.
That's one of them.
Okay.
So let's start off with there was this TikTok that said that men can like push their balls up inside themselves.
All right,
and
okay,
just
all
have
right.
an empty sack.
Before we go any further, don't answer any
that
questions.
true?
Don't answer any questions without a lawyer person.
I
There-
have
there
the
is a
right to
bro
remain
code.
silent.
There's a bro code
No,
here.
is it true though?
Sorry, what was
that
the
sounds painful.
question? I just
Don't be a
Guys
snitch,
can like
frog.
push their nuts inside their body and it's just chill.
I'm like exercising my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Only men will
no, we
know.
don't have them.
You don't have balls. You heard it here first. Frog
No, we
doesn't
don't
have any balls.
No, we don't have it. Same.
You're saying you don't have rights?
Okay,
No, we
the
don't
other
have
one that I
rights.
heard, similar vein of questioning, was people saying that you can push your dick inside of you, and then it's just like, and that's how you. Can
I
fuck
like to
it,
stop here. All right.
And then,
Honestly,
I wanted to
no. Let me take this for a second. All right. Honestly, we are on the edge of not only getting the explicit rating again. All right, but
It's educational.
it is educational, and it shows
Why
how
don't you tell
uneducated
me-
you are. Because honestly,
Why don't you want to tell me
that's
the
the sort of
secret?
question that's the sort of question where a 3-year-old goes, "Hey, mummy, can I push my dick inside myself?"
No,
That's
not-
the answer.
No, shut up. It's more of a case of like, I'm not the only woman who doesn't know the answer to these questions.
Which brings up the larger problem, which is sex education's fucked.
But also, no, this isn't even sex education. It's not. It's not.
You should
necessary for
know
me to
what
know if
you
can
should.
invert your
You should.
penis.
Hey, I am concerned if you think that they can just invert your penis. All right.
Wait.
Okay.
You can't push it up inside of you? You can't do
Okay,
the whole
what
tummy
about
tuck?
like, can you make it twitch, or does it just twitch by itself?
No,
I can
you
make it
definitely
twitch.
can. You can definitely make it
Okay,
twitch.
Have you
every time
seen-
it twitches, is it...
what's the name of the guy-
Every
what's-
time it twitches.
To do with this. I have a
Shut up.
little side story for this, right?
No,
So
no, no,
What's the
no,
name of the
wait,
guy out of
wait,
Brooklyn
wait, wait,
Nine-Nine?
Hey. Look, I'm finishing my line of questions. Let me finish.
Oh, I know. I just want to know his name.
Every time that a guy's like doodle twitches, is he doing it on purpose or is sometime an accident?
That means it's there's electrostatic energy in the air. It's like a lightning rod.
Don't tell me.
It's a gravitational force between the size and circumference of the tip of the penis.
Alright, you know what? If you guys aren't going to answer my questions,
I'm gonna actually answer.
you-
The answer is
no,
yes. You can do it
yes.
on your own.
You can do it on your own. There is many a time where I've walked like out of the shower into the bedroom, and my girlfriend's gone, "Do the thing, do the thing, do the thing." And I've gone.
You just
I
helicopter?
understand it. hands on my hips, and I go.
Sometimes you just got to do it to reposition yourself without touching.
No, I had a relative. I had a relative comment. Right,
okay, but what about the balls?
the guy. From,
I'm just those preparation is like, all right, we're gotta go 2 degrees up and 2 to the right.
Don't act like you've never done it, Frog.
Okay, look, what I was going to say is it's very similar to the guys that like can do the things with like their pecs. They can pull them up and down like it's a muscle flex thing. You could train yourself. You could definitely do the 2 degrees up, 3 degrees to the left, whatever. Just to, just got to work it out. You got to hit the gym. Train yourself.
You gotta get a lot of exercise with it,
Yeah, just
Wait, when you said the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you were talking about Terry Crews.
Yes.
Yeah, as soon as you said the pecs,
That's what I was trying to say, because he's fucking, man, he can control those pecs.
Yes, he can.
I wonder how hard he can twitch his dick.
That is a question. You go at him on Twitter right now, ask him.
He might reply. He might.
Make sure you plug the podcast.
Yeah, invite him on the podcast. We'll ask him in person.
Yeah.
But I'd like to say it's still a lightning rod.
Ask him. If it gets too close, you go zap.
Well, the other alternative is just stick it in your belt loop.
Oh, have you
can
ever
do
had that happen? No, that is
Hang
a fuck thing. If you go to do your fly up and you get a bit of something caught in it, and it's just like, ooh, that's a bit sore.
It was one of those things that like like the penis enlargers and stuff like you see the ads and stuff like that. There was a podcast I was listening to and they were talking about like the weirdest pop-up ads or whatever. One of them was a dick stretcher, and it's like you get weights and you can stretch it out. Apparently it works, but also breaks some stuff,
You know who you need to ask about that? Gravy. I'm sure he has a story about Gravy.
We'll get him on the pod and just fucking.
Is this everything you ever wanted, Shelby? Are you happy now?
Do you have
Not
any more
really.
penis-related questions? Any penis theories
the
that you'd
end
like
of
the
this
scientists
podcast.
here
This
to
is it.
answer?
But you guys
don't
gonna
get the
give me
beans
a
above the
straight
fray.
answer instead of getting shy and like?
It's not a
We give you
shyness.
straight
This is not the penis questions podcast.
Do you have any like vagina questions that are pressing and you
can-
want to know?
Can your vagina create static electricity like our penises?
And is that why the
Yes.
lightning rod works?
Yeah.
This is not the kind of podcast. Like, this is not what people signed up for. People probably having the.
I just wanted to find out what
It's not the podcast they wanted, but it's
This
the
is-
one they needed.
It's the one they got.
Should I hard U-turn into the Congo?
It was just because of the TikTok trends where everyone was just like, "Don't tell girls we can do this," and everyone was just like, "I'm gonna go demand answers from my boyfriend right."
But
this
that's the
second."
funny bit is when they're like, why do men do this? And then all the guys like, don't tell them. Don't tell them. Don't fucking tell them.
I want to know. I demanded answers about something from you, and you didn't tell me.
This is the podcast for the girls. This is for the girls. We're explaining all the male secrets.
It's definitely not the podcast for the girls. we're just a
It might be
disappointment.
now.
Anyway, that summarizes my question.
How long's that question been burning? You've been burning for?
Oh, 3
If it's
weeks.
burning, you should probably
You still,
get that
you
checked.
still didn't tell me about the balls going inside thing.
No, it's a simple no.
The conversion thing.
That is a
People
no.
don't
That's a
push
hard
that.
no. No,
It's not like a party trick.
I can't control my balls. I can't clap with my testicles.
No, you
It
can
would
just
hurt
like
too much.
use your hands and.
I will
push it.
say though, if it gets really cold, they do retract. Like they do go up into your body, but it's not like they're in
like
your body.
autopilot.
They're just like they auto fucking.
Sometimes it feels like
they
it.
huddle together like they're gathered for warmth.
Based
around a
on-
fire. They
Okay, I'd like to just point out, based on the questions, if the answer was yes to both, that would mean that men could fully retract to nothing.
Oh wait, I actually had that pod where I was saying that I was gonna come up with a bunch of fucking like I was gonna talk about crazy genetic traits that we have inherited and shit like that. Like it was after the bat signal, yeah.
Okay.
I said I was going to come back next week with a fun little fact.
Okay.
Do you know there's fuck, I've already completely forgotten it. The reason we have our penises the way they are in terms of probably some scientists got to listen to this and go, he's actually completely incorrect here. But the reason that our penises are the way they are, where you've got the flaccid and the non-flaccid stage, is because of the fact that it grew impractical to have penises the way that we used to have them, which was there used to be there was a theoretical bone. There was a theoretical bone that was there, and we were constantly up. And so, due to things like blood loss and having to provide blood to that area, apparently it just evolved to the point where they are the way they are now, where they can, go small.
What you're telling me is that in a past life, I was constantly erect.
Yeah.
And you're breaking it. You're breaking your bone.
But it was like if you broke it, you could actually break your cock. Like it was. I mean, you can do that. Those are. Yeah.
I have learned nothing.
Yeah, no, I need. Yeah, I don't think I got all the things completely correct. I'm pretty sure that's really wrong.
It sounds like the game of telephone. It's like you read the article, but I don't think you remember the article.
No.
But it's important to pass the misinformation on, just so that everyone knows.
Because now people on the podcast are going to hear it, and they're going to spread it a completely different way.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Good Chinese whisper. Yeah.
I would like to see the comment section in weeks on this and see how far gone
How far gone the podcast is, as in cancelled, or it's just
no. As far as like that specific topic will spread around.
You'll hear it on another podcast 6 months down the track. It's like I was listening to a podcast and they said that we had 7 bones in our penis and we could wave at people. It was amazing.
It was basically a 5th leg, and we could just walk around and balance and support off it.
Some would say there was
A
knuckles.
Leg, but you
said at one point.
Wait, what?
Well, if that were the case, Shelby, how many knuckles do you think it would be?
8.
Question: How many? Is it like a finger? Does it have knuckles?
Does it articulate?
Imagine though, if it did.
Is it like a thumb?
It's a finger. It can bend up and turn and.
It's like that scary movie. The dude is like, my good hands.
Man.
I don't know if we're ever going to evolve past the knuckles topic.
This is a great podcast while it lasted. This was great. This might be the last one, I think.
Oh my God.
Let's all not plug our socials this time.
Let's just give Terry Crews his blog instead.
You can find me on Twitch at Miss_Jelly.
Miss Jelly _.
Speaking of underscores, Frog, we have a brilliant idea. We're going to make meme accounts. And it's just going to be TTV _ but spelled out _.
Wait, what game?
Any game, all
matter.
games. Oh my
All
God.
games, alright, yeah. So I'm down for that.
Fucking.
Are we plugging ourselves now?
do you want to attach your name to?
Are we leaving?
Do you want to literally pull the plug on this? Because, we've covered some pretty sensitive topics.
No, we've got a little bit more time. If you want to kick off another topic out of the topics channel, let's clean one up. Well, it's the first time in a while we're ahead of schedule. So
Congo.
That is why. Why is that going to be?
What is that?
I won't. It's a very political thing that I wanted to talk about, but I won't say it because
we'll be another hour of what are you
ranting about?
Johnny just has one that says misclick moments and feel like
he's got to tell that one. Just if you could picture Frog, right? Most people in their lunch break they're sitting there scrolling through TikTok or whatever else. Frog's there studying the Congo.
I was literally studying the Congo on my break today.
Yes.
I'll give you a sequel. If I spoke about this, we could get targeted by the CIA.
That's how you start great conversations.
That's how I worded it to I can explain it to you after, Shelby, if you're interested. It's more of like a thing where it's just like it's very fucked.
Actually, I want to. There's something I did put here I didn't talk about before. Right, I want to talk about Australia Post again. All right, because we've talked about it a few times on the podcast. No, I'm bringing it back because this is an update. All right, it's a fucking update on this. All right, I recently just got back off having a couple of weeks off. Right, and my only reason that I wanted to take a week off is catch up on shit that I haven't been able to do because of work and everything else. And one of the things I wanted to do was like redo my desk, clean it up. I got some like mounts and some lights that are like the Elgato key lights, but they're the off-brand ones, so they don't cost a fucking fortune. They didn't show up. I ordered them 8 weeks ago. They never showed up. I get this fucking, I got a parcel that I had to go pick up from the post office. And I went and picked it up. There was this tiny little fucking bracket that I was waiting for as well. And the post office woman goes, do you want to pick up your other parcels while you're here? I'm like, what other parcels? And they're like, you got a pile of them out the back. I'm like, was anyone going to try to deliver or tell me about them? She's like, oh, I'm sure they did. I'm like, they didn't. They definitely didn't. I went and checked. Some have been out there for 4 weeks. And they were the brackets that I needed, and they just don't fucking deliver it. And this is the third time they've done it to me, where they just, I don't know what they're doing. They just don't fucking give me the fucking goods, and I've never had this problem.
Do you want to know why they never got around to you?
Yeah, go on. I do. I actually do.
The next topic, your fucking ringtone didn't probably fucking register it, alright?
What do you mean?
Yeah, please dive into that. 'cause
Yeah,
I don't know
dive in. Go
No,
on.
no, no.
So we're all just we're having a conversation about games and stuff on a car at home. Totally games, not at all my political rantings.
Definitely not political rants.
And all of a sudden we hear
The Kim Possibles.
Is that why you mentioned Kim Possible earlier?
Yes. That's probably why, because you weren't paying attention. You were suddenly distracted by the thought of Kim Possible, and you didn't think anything about your fucking.
I'd like to know why you're so outraged with Kim Possible, first of all.
Yeah, what has she done to you? What's the sitch?
Yeah, what's wrong, buddy? You want to talk about it?
I don't know.
Do you want to talk about it? We've got a podcast here. We could scrap the rest of the podcast just to start again. Whole hour of Kim Possible if you want.
I mean, Possible fanfic.
I mean, if you got something handy. Do you want to know the way I've done it with my phone? If I get that noise, that means it's an email from my boss. So he's got his own noise to say that means that check that email. Don't ignore that one like you do all the others. Reply to that one. It's the boss. You know. That's it. And Kim Possible's awesome.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
It's just like, I see teenage girls that have that ringtone, and then I think, grown man. Yeah.
Didn't they do a remake, or were making a remake for Kim Possible? I thought it was like
They tried to make
They did a live action remake and remake. I can't English
Oh,
right now.
I
They
read
did
a
live action
great article in the same vein. I think we mentioned it briefly on one of the other podcasts, but they're making a new modern version of Powderpuff Girls that's meant to be edgy.
Powderpuff?
Powerpuff? Sorry, my bad. Powerpuff Girls.
You should do a dramatic reading of the leaked script. It's something.
Well, anyway, what I was going to say is they started filming it, realized it was hot garbage, and took it back to development.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like photos circling of the costumes?
Yeah, it
like,
was
and the
everything
whole
about it was
filming
bad.
process, and it was old as
Could you
basic
imagine
as fuck?
being the person
didn't look special at
who's
all.
managed to pitch the show, get it into development, get it out, and then as soon as someone like normal sees it, it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm pulling up the samples from the leaked script, which is something.
Sorry,
Here we go. Bubble says, look, we loved being Powerpuff Girls, and sometimes we wanted to be other things too, like in Dirty Dancing. Baby wanted to join the Peace Corps, but also she wanted to be a fancy slut, and her dad didn't get it.
What?
Shakespeare, everybody! Woo!
Yeah, here's an next part of it. Blossom heads upstairs where the bumping sound continues from Buttercup's room, then abruptly stops.
God.
Blossom opens the door and finds Buttercup in bed with Macy, the woman she eyed at the bar the night before. They'd just finished, in quotation marks. Oh God, I'm sorry,
deep?
Miss Blossom.
How many knuckles
Buttercup.
deep? This is what I want to know. How many
Buttercup
knuckles can
says-
It's not a fanfiction, it's an actual script.
Buttercup
God.
says, it's fine, and then says to Macy, we're done, right? And then Macy says, I'd say 6 times is enough.
I would too.
And then, so that's,
What?
but here's the point. Macy, like, they're portraying this character, and, you don't ever get as many, like, good, like, lesbian representations in media, and, like, there needs to be a little bit more of it. But the one character they have being, like, their queer representation on the show is, like, a cheating asshole. So that's fun. Anyway.
Like I said, edgy,
So,
but
everyone has depression. They're all, like, fucking, and they're all on drugs and alcohol.
Is she Is she
like
in a relationship? So is it cheating, or is she just like sleeping?
She's in a
around?
relationship with someone else, not that person.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So the whole thing when
So-
we last spoke about this was we all went, why would they do this? This is such a bad idea. So they did it, and it was such a bad idea, and now it's gone back to development and probably will vanish.
Here's the line: "Life is one big hate boner," says Buttercup.
Fuck.
Edgy.
How do you pitch that?
That's my point. How did it get this far before someone said this is not a good idea? Like,
That reminds me of you remember the show Johnny Bravo?
yeah.
Yeah.
Someone had made a meme about pitching that show. It's like, it's called Johnny Bravo. It's about a 30-year-old guy who still lives at home with his mom. His best friend is a child who lives next door, and his only goal is trying to get laid.
Yep.
It's for kids. Cartoon Network ripping a line of coke. Fuck yes, dude, make it.
But that, like, if you watch that show now, it's not okay.
No, neither is Stimpy.
Well,
Here's a good line. Okay. I just want to give you this one. Coming back here is probably triggering for her, then Bubble says. Why? Because she's the one who killed Mojo? I mean, moveon.org.
What?
Yeah, that's,
You know,
that's the line.
you know,
I don't think that was
you know
the
what they should
cadence.
do? You know what the directors should do? You know what the directors should do, right? They should combine with the original animators from the Sonic movie and just make a really fucked, like, shit fucking animation, shit fucking script.
I'd like
and just
to-
make an absolute atrocity of a film.
Well, hang on, let's go back a step first of all, because the people that made the original Sonic, they thought that was good. That wasn't they didn't deliberately make that bad. That was their best work.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So's the Powerpuff directors.
Oh, maybe it's the same guy.
It's the same thing. Right?
They're like, oh man, I wrote this really edgy script. It's gonna win me. I don't know what awards they get these days. I'm gonna win so many awards and stuff. And somebody else read this, like, you wrote this, really? Yikes! But it's. Thank God someone had the balls to go. No, go back to like. I'm sure they burnt through so much cash trying to make that god awful fucking show. On the topic of shows that are not okay for today's standards, but still kind of like Ren and Stimpy's one. You watch that, it's kind of messed up. You wouldn't watch, like, we watched it as kids, but you wouldn't get your kids to watch it. Let's be honest.
No.
The other one that we were reminded of the other day with Earthworm Jim. That cartoon for Earthworm Jim is fucked. Like, it is. That is some head. Like, as an adult, I look at that and go, what the fuck? Like, mate, if you were stoned though, probably it's probably Shakespeare, to be honest. It's wild. If you ever get a chance to watch it, like, I think it's not on any streaming services or anything like that, but I think there's probably episodes on YouTube or whatever. Watch it and then be like, I remember the game that I played on my Sega Mega Drive, and then it wasn't like this. Because it's wild. It's a fucking wild. They should make that live action. That was the conversation we were having.
I'd watch it.
I mean, I'll watch it. It's the same argument that I'm having with TeamOCE at the moment over whether or not we'd watch the Borderlands movie based on the fact that it looks like it's going to be an absolute dumpster fire. But I'd still probably watch
actually
it.
making one?
Yeah. If you have a look in the Discord, they actually posted today. They got silhouettes. They're going to reveal the characters, maybe the actors, but. I think the one he's struggling with,
coming from Claptrap's room.
the one that TeamOCE's struggling with is Kevin Hart as Roland. So, but Jack Black is Claptrap. So who fucking knows? It'll be wild. It can't be worse than Powerpuff Girls, though. I mean,
I don't know.
but at the same time, now that Shelby sort of read the script, I kind of want to see that version of the show.
I hope it airs one day. It just gets leaked. Something.
The pilot episode gets leaked.
I reckon that
Maybe they do it as an online show.
the script should get leaked. Like, have the community make it. You know?
The script's out
Yeah,
there.
and then
We should-
Frog and I can like enact it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh wait. If I hit 250 on my stream raises, I will go to Aladi's house and reenact the Powerpuff.
Stop trying to get into my house.
I'll let you in.
Everything you do is like, all right, if we hit this goal, I'm going to a line. It's like, leave me alone. Get out of my house.
I just think he wants to be invited over to hang out. Frog, you just need to just ask. We'll invite you over.
I mean, it's COVID time.
Yeah, we're in lockdown.
I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
after
Very
COVID.
convenient.
It would have to
Alright.
be romantic lovers for him to come over at the moment. So
I mean,
Yeah.
you can pretend I'm not there, so he could be your romantic love.
mhm.
Wait, can't you be each other's social bubble buddy?
you want to be my
No
bubble
way.
buddy?
Frog doesn't live
Bubble
alone.
buddy.
It's only for people who live alone, so.
All right, rub it in. It's fine.
You're alone!
You're
All
alone.
I'll be your
Aladi,
really
you
lucky
can-
bubble buddy.
Aladi, you can come to mine. You can get some sad, hungry jacks on the way past, and then we can pop in and we'll have a good time.
I'm
You'll
not.
be my social bubble buddy. Look at him, he's struggling to answer. He
Oh,
doesn't want to answer.
Yeah, because everything that comes to my mind is just going to get us further cancelled than we already are. So, but you know, just stop making it like, oh, we hit the goal. Guess I'm coming over.
I'll invite you over, Frog. When I move in to my house too, I'll invite you over.
Chip will invite
Alright.
you over, but he just wants.
You can be my guest.
I just want to fight Chip. That's the truth.
Oh, if you want to
You
fight,
can
shit.
fight Chip. If you want to distract him for a while, that's fine.
Yeah, no,
I
I'll
mean,
take.
we have like the community garden area we've never been to, and there's barbecues down there and like seating and stuff. You know, we should throw a party.
And we can all
Was-
crash into Lottie kitchen.
Wasn't Frog
Yeah.
talking about cooking cats at one point?
Oh my god.
What?
I don't know if you should
What?
take Chip to the barbecue.
Cooking cat.
No,
I
he said
swear.
he's talking
Or,
about hot pussy. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Pratt's that said something about cooking cats.
Pretty sure it would have been Pratt's.
Oh boy.
Surely we must be at the end of our time now.
We're definitely we're at the bottom of the hole. Yeah. We,
Okay,
we're
all right,
down there.
now we're at the bottom.
Okay,
Never
plug
mind,
yourself.
Based on
Leave-
this, based on this
leave me
podcast,
last,
I
I'll
know
sign
bottom
out
of
with
the
the
hole
fucking
is the
political view.
go-ahead.
All right, Shelby, you go first.
You can find me at shellbunny_ on Twitter, or shellbunny on Twitch, or shellbunny94 on TikTok.
Nice. And Northstar, how many underscores?
It's no underscores. Well, not for the main account, but it's just Northstar TV on everything. Twitch is just
Fantastic. And the ZLB podcast has its own Twitter account, but obviously you can like, comment, subscribe on all the different platforms. We do see them. And we noticed that Denmark is still listening. I'm not sure how we can
You mean
offend
Belgium?
Denmark, but maybe no.
I don't think
Get
I
out
can.
Denmark.
No, it's Denmark now.
Yo, fuck
Oh.
Belgium.
Wow, I
No,
don't
I
listen
know
to Frog.
Fuck Belgium if they want to be.
Anyway, and Frog.
After I tell you what I have to tell you, Shelby, after this, you're gonna say the same thing as me.
All right, Frog, take us out. How can we go lower?
Yeah, it's frog __ on Twitch, and yeah, frog _R6.
Take all your
Twitter.
complaints directly to him.
Yeah, take everything to me. I thrive off negative energy. So just come bully me, harass me. Say my forehead's too big on Twitch. I really like.
I'm gonna
We're
start
gonna
kink
kink
shaming
shaming.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Degradation. Kink right
I
there.
get an anger chub every time someone bullies me in my Twitch
I'm not,
chat. So and on top of that, farewell, pro China. Let's go. That's the end. No.
I'm not sure if anyone out there needs this information, but Frog is a Mirage main on Apex. Do with that information what you will.
He won't hear that. He didn't hear that. For those, I just put him in the trash Discord channel. We didn't hear it. He wasn't here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
maybe he'll hear it on the
About,
podcast.
I was ranting about a lot of things. Just
And
down
they'll
in the trash
never
channel.
make the light of day.
Shit.
Goodbye, everyone.
Did you say hail China at some point?